Well, you know I'd like to think I would, but I can guarantee that what you see is not reality. Never touch you makes a point to make it get a point. You said it's easy, but in the end you have no choice. And you know, so just the way that...
Hello there, everyone. My name is Mike Smith, and today we will be discussing what I've been watching. Episode number 7. 7th episode. So, let's get right into it. I have 5 things to talk about today. The first one I want to talk about is Paranormal Activity. Now, I already discussed with you Paranormal Activity 3 in my recent review. So I rewatched Paranormal Activity, and I watched Paranormal Activity 2 before I watched Paranormal Activity 3. So I'll talk about Paranormal Activity 1 first. Paranormal Activity 1 is it's a good movie. I remember watching it for the first time about a year and a half ago. Not really expecting too much. I really didn't think it would be all that great, but I gotta say I was taken by surprise. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, and rewatching it now, I still have that same kind of feeling. Like, it's a good movie. It's just a strongly done, well put together movie. I mean, it was made on a budget of it was a really tight budget. They shot it in a couple days. Like, it wasn't even it's not a huge thing. It was an independent movie that a studio saw, and I mean, they weren't even going to do a wide release. They were going to release through midnights and stuff. So I mean, I just think it's really interesting how it's become the big thing that it has now. But what I like about the Paranormal Activity movies is that they don't really show you anything. What I like about it is that they rely on the fact that what you don't see is much scarier than what you do, and that's a statement that I've always found very true. And these movies definitely exemplify that. I think Paranormal Activity 1 set that standard, and they've been going with it. Personally, number 3 is my favorite right now. But the first one, it's good for introducing the formula. It's good for introducing the found footage thing. And it is, there's some scares in there. I mean, I don't think it's as scary as Paranormal Activity 3, but one could say that it's scary.
It is scary.
It's creepy. It's a fun time. It's a good horror movie. Just a good time at the movies. I'd recommend it. So, I mean, it's my second time watching it, and even though it was the second time, I mean, I still kind of got the scared vibe going on. So, it's a good movie. Check it out, YouTube, if you haven't. I assume most people have. So, whatever. If you haven't seen Paranormal Activity, you should give it a shot. I'm not saying you're going to like it, because it divides a lot of people, but I like it. So, there you go. Second movie I want to talk about, Paranormal Activity 2, coincidentally enough. So yeah, I watched Paranormal Activity 1 again, and then I watched Paranormal Activity 2 for the first time, before seeing Paranormal Activity 3. 2 is not as good. The second one is not as good as the first one or the third one. There is definitely you can tell they tried. I mean, they tried, but I mean, the first half of the movie is basically just a retread of the first one. Not much new, and then I mean, it picks up towards the last half, which is why I would still sort of recommend it if you're a fan of the first one. But if you don't like the first one, you're not going to like this one. Like, it's not going to change your mind about the series at all. But yeah, this second movie, it's got some interesting ideas towards the end of the movie, but overall, it just isn't as good as the other ones. So I'd recommend it if you're a fan of Paranormal Activity. If you're not a fan of Paranormal Activity, then you won't like this movie. I mean, it's simple as that. It's a sequel to Paranormal Activity, so what else would you expect, really? Would you expect something
Scary!
That was cool, huh? I lowered my voice for the video. It's kind of use your editing skills where you can. Anyway, so that's my brief recap of the Paranormal Activity movies. I like them. I like the series as a whole, and I'm enjoying them. So, bring on number 4, or don't. I mean, I'd like them to, because I'd like to know more about the mythology, but at the same time, I kind of want them to end on a high note with Paranormal Activity 3, but I know they're not going to, so might as well just hope that Paranormal Activity 4 is as good as it can be, I guess. The third movie I want to talk about is a 2009 movie directed by Werner Herzog called Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. This movie is amazing. And I don't mean amazing as in great. I mean amazing as amazing. Basically, Bad Lieutenant is about this corrupt cop played by the ever-lovable Nicolas Cage, who I've always admired because of his just overacting zaniness. Nicolas Cage, he's such a funny guy. He's such a funny actor when he's not trying to be, like... I love him. I love Nicolas Cage. He is fantastic at what he does. Even he overacts so much, but he has so much commitment to the role in everything he does. And he's just such a fun guy to watch on screen. So this movie is basically to Cage at his cagiest. If you want to, I guess that's a good way to call it. It's Cage at his cagiest. It's about a corrupt cop who is taking a lot of drugs. And that's it. I mean, that's the movie. Nicolas Cage hallucinates for most of the movie. And it's amazing. I don't know, just all the stuff he does is crazy. He, has hallucinations to these iguanas. And he's just, he's hallucinating about iguanas. He's talking about, the dude's soul is still alive after he kills him. And then you see the soul, dancing around. It's a crazy movie. And, I mean, it's well made and it's well done, and I think I could probably take it more seriously if someone other than Nicolas Cage was doing it, but the fact is he is doing it. The thing is he's kind of perfect for the role because all the hallucinations and stuff like that was in the movie already. Nicolas Cage just brings caginess to it. And it's quite cool. And plus there's a scene with Michael Shannon, which is cool because he's on Boardwalk Empire and he's great on Boardwalk Empire. He's good here. Eva Mendes is also in this movie. It's a big Ghost Rider reunion, I guess, because Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes. Yeah. So if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage overacting, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, everybody. It's a fun time. It's a very fun time. The fourth movie I want to talk about, number 4, is this movie called The Trip, directed by Michael Winterbottom. This movie was 2010 in Britain. It was released in Britain last year, but it came out in the U.S. this year, so I'm counting it as a 2011 movie for now. Basically, the movie is about Steve Coogan playing himself and Rob Brydon playing himself, and they go on tour of England together, to different restaurants for a article that Steve Coogan's writing for a newspaper. It's a comedy. And it's a pleasant time. It's a very pleasant film. It's not going to make you, fall out of your chair laughing or anything, but it's a pleasant enough time. Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon have good chemistry together. Half the movie is them doing impressions of different celebrities, and that's pretty fun. They both do very good Michael Caines. Very good Michael Caines. Yes, that's my Michael Caine. It's not good at all. It's not. This is my Michael Caine, and I just can't. I can't do anything better than this. Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon, they do much better Michael Caines than I do. But Michael Caine is a tough one to get down. Maybe he's not even that tough. I'm just bad at impressions. Shall I set the Batmobile then, sir? Yeah. See, I can't do a Michael Caine impression. Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon, though, they do good ones, and they do a lot of other impressions too. So if you want to see the movie, that's the main reason, just because they do really good impressions of people. There's also, there's a cool dream sequence where Ben Stiller has a cameo, and that's pretty funny. Overall, it's just a fun time. It's a good time out. I enjoyed the movie. I think if you like Steve Coogan or Rob Brydon, I think you'd like them. I think you'd like it. So that's my thing on The Trip. The Trip is a sequel to this movie called Tristram Shandy, A Cock and Bull Story, which I've never seen, but I might check out if I had time. Check it out, The Trip. Yeah. Now the fifth And the final film that I want to talk about is the 2001 movie The Man Who Wasn't There, directed by Joel and Ethan Coen. Now, Joel and Ethan Coen are two directors that I love. I love these guys. I mean, they have made some of my favorite movies of all time: Barton Fink, The Big Lebowski, Fargo, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, No Country for Old Men. They just make great, great movies. And I've never been disappointed with them. I haven't seen all of them. And this is one that I had not seen yet. And it's not one of their better movies, but it's a good movie. Like, it's a very entertaining film. The Man Who Wasn't There stars Billy Bob Thornton as Ed Crane, who's a barber who gets involved with this dry cleaning business that eventually turns to like but things don't go as planned, and he murders his wife's boss, who she happened to be having an affair with, and his wife gets arrested for the murder. I think it was her. So the whole movie is like it's like a very noir type movie. It's filmed in black and white, which is pretty cool. The cinematography is there's not a lot of the Coen cinematography is like really like well. The Coens have Roger Deakins doing cinematography for most of their movies, and I mean it's well known for being like really beautiful and stuff. It's much more standard here, but it's standard in like a good way. Like it works here because it's like it's filmed in black and white, so that's pretty cool. Like it looks like a movie that was made in like the 40s or 50s. It's got that noir type feel that it was going for. So if they had like all the big landscapes and stuff that they have in like their other movies, it wouldn't have seemed right for this kind of thing. So I'm down with it. I'm down. And all the acting is very good. Billy Bob Thornton's really good as Ed Crane. His narration is really good. Provides the narrative for the film. Tony Shalhoub is awesome in this movie. He's really good as Freddie Reifschneider. He's the lawyer. He brings a lot of energy to the movie. Scarlett Johansson's here in one of her earlier roles, so that's pretty cool. Frances McDormand is good as usual. So yeah, I guess overall, I enjoyed it. It's not one of the better efforts, but it's still a good time. It's just a very good movie. And it's got a pretty powerful ending, actually. It's a very intense ending to the movie. So that's The Man Who Wasn't There. I'd recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the Coen Brothers, as I am. So, yeah. So that brings me to the end of my What I've Been Watching segment number 7. I will be posting my review of Red State soon. I'll also be doing my community recap this week for the new Halloween episodes. That should be fun. And this weekend, I'm going to be either seeing In Time or The Rum Diary. If I have time, I'll see both, but definitely going to see one of those. So, that's it for today. So, you two, I will catch you on the flip side. Far out.